happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that Representative Ratchet, aka Jasmine Crockett, essentially begging to be removed from Congress as she goes on a hate-fueled rant against Donald Trump and his supporters live on a podcast. Guys, I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
This idea that we don't care how many people get hurt, we don't care how we prostitute our service members, you know, thinking that you have your own special little army that's for you. I mean, it is sick. It is really sick, and anybody that supports it is also sick. And so, you know, we've got a mental health crisis in this country because everyone, no matter how you affiliate yourself, should be against Trump, period. This is not partisan for me. Like, I would give anything to have, it's sad to say, George Bush. Give me any regular Republican nowadays and I would be happy. But right now we have someone who does not care, and he is being enabled by the fact that there are, you know, people that follow him and they pump him up, as well as the people that are surrounding him. And so, you know, my heart breaks for service members, people that signed up to protect democracy and freedom, not only here, but abroad, and were willing to risk their lives. And now literally the very thing that they signed up to fight against is now their commander-in-chief. It really breaks my heart. And I don't know how far he has to go before we can come together and just say enough is enough. Like, this should not be partisanship.
We're going to talk about what's sick. Let's talk about this, a linebacker of an outfit. That's a sick right there. She looks like she's ready to start middle linebacker for some NFL team with this yellow getup. That's all I'm going to say on that one. The nerve of Jasmine Crockett saying there was a mental health crisis, a mental illness that is plaguing those on the right. I think she has this whole thing mixed up, and so does White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, as she quickly responded, clapping back to the accusation that all Trump supporters and Trump is mentally ill.
Really quick on Jasmine Crockett, she said, I believe, that Trump supporters are mentally ill before calling for bipartisan support against the president. Can you respond to that, especially considering she's a rising star in the Democrat Party right now?
She is a rising star. It's quite something to behold, actually. I hope that she continues to be a rising star for the Republican Party, at least. I think it's incredibly derogatory to accuse nearly 80 million Americans of mental illness. The last time I checked, Jasmine Crockett couldn't dream of winning such a majority of the public as President Trump did. And the America First movement, which President Trump has built, is filled of hardworking patriots, the forgotten men and women, business owners, law enforcement officers, nurses and teachers, and middle America, as we all know, you know, from where you all grew up, outside of this beltway. That's who makes up this president's movement. And Jasmine Crockett should go to a Trump rally sometime and she can see it for herself.
All right, so that was Caroline Leavitt, White House Press Secretary, reminding Jasmine Crockett that it's not those on the right who have this mental illness plaguing them. It's actually these loonies on the left. As we can see here, Jasmine Crockett still living in that Trump derangement syndrome reality. She got those TDS syndrome blinders on, where she's saying Kamala Harris was way more qualified than Donald Trump. We just didn't pick her because she was a black woman.
Because when you think about it, Kamala Harris, light years ahead of Donald Trump as it relates to qualifications, as it relates to her overall resume, and as it relates to the fact that she was a lot younger. Everybody said that they wanted to get rid of Joe Biden because he was too old. Then you had a younger, qualified, non-felon candidate, and somehow the people still chose the old white man. So, like, for me, I don't think it was ever about that, because when you think about it, Kamala.
Okay. So we still chose the old white man. Jasmine Crockett's true colors showing right there. We can't forget that she, after all, she's a staunch advocate for DEI because she herself was a DEI hire. She said it herself.
Say because you've been gracious, is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. Say because you've been gracious.
You should hire me because I'm black. We can't. This is the words of Representative Ratchet Jasmine Crockett. I mean, she brings race into every single talking point that she has. It's the only way that she's going to make her argument, saying that we voted for the old white guy instead of the overqualified black woman. In the words of Jasmine Crockett, she's completely lost it.
Give it back to the daggone Native Americans, and then we can't go back nowhere else. And let's see how y'all like it.
Start over.
Because the colonizers, y'all the colonizers, but that's a whole other story. So I'm just saying. Give it back to the daggone Native.
That right there, talking about divisive narratives, divisive rhetoric. Is that not Jasmine Crockett? I mean, she brings race into every single talking point. I just had to play that clip to show you guys it's not just me. There's no way that it's just me. Jasmine Crockett is straight up the R word. I mean, what she just said right there, I had to bring it. This is an old clip, but I just had to bring it back to light, refresh folks' memory on who Jasmine Crockett truly is. So when she says we voted for the old white guy instead of the overqualified black woman, here's what she's really talking about. I mean, come on. Jasmine Crockett has shown her true colors, but she does not stop there, guys. She does not stop. It's even worse. She's now going up to bat for old Joe, saying that there was no slip, there was no decline. Joe Biden should be the one sitting in that office right now.
I still stand by the decision to stand with President Joe Biden and then ultimately standing with Vice President Kamala Harris. And I'll tell you why. The average person has not been given the level of access that the average member of Congress has to the president. I never saw anything in Joe Biden that made me wonder whatsoever. And it's not that I was with Joe Biden every single day, that's for sure. But as I talked about my grandparents, the way that I would describe Joe is like, I mean, he's a granddaddy, right? And so like, you know, the way that my granny was when she was younger versus ultimately kind of where she was at 81 when she ended up passing away. Mentally, she was still there, but like her attitude about certain things, like whether or not she was looking to be as polished or cared to be as polished, or even if she moved as fast, it just wasn't there. We all slow down. But I will tell you that I will take a broken, or however they want to describe Joe Biden, over Donald Trump any given day. Because number one, I know Joe Biden's heart. And I can tell you that when you look at the legislation that he was able to push forward with, this wasn't legislation that was about him and his rich friends. It was legislation that was for the good of the American people. And when you look at the people that he surrounded himself with, even if you're saying that there was a mentally deficient Joe Biden, I know that he absolutely had a mental acuity that is supreme when it comes to comparing him to Donald Trump, because at least he kept good people around him. He kept people that would keep us safe in this country. He kept people that would make sure that even as tensions were rising all around the world, that we were keeping those tempered. He was able to understand with his level of mental acuity who our friends were. He was not getting us into unwarranted tariff wars and things like that. So even if we want to say, which I refuse to accept, that Joe Biden was mentally deficient, let me tell you something. His mental deficiency is still 1,000 times better than what we currently have.
Okay, y'all. Okay. I'm so glad that's over. Jasmine Crockett saying that she knows the heart of old Joe Biden and she trusts him over Donald Trump, even if he was declining because of who he surrounded himself with. Nancy Pelosi's, the Hillary Clintons, the Jill Bidens, the Hunter Bidens, heck, I mean his own son, and they're just great, wonderful people that he surrounded himself with. Then we got Don Lemon calling out the Dems themselves, saying they need to keep this up. Just keep putting AOC up there here at Congress. AOC, that Representative Ratchet Jasmine Crockett, keep putting them up. This is who the folks like. Just give them what they want.
People love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they take the advice of old Don Lemon. They keep putting out these favorable figures of the Democratic Party, like that airhead of Congress, AOC, that Representative Ratchet, Jasmine Crockett. Hopefully they keep putting them up there and putting them out there in front of the people so these loonies on the left continue to lose. I mean, if they keep that up, it is impossible for the Republican Party to lose going forward. I mean, AOC and Jasmine Crockett, they've proved time and time again that they're just not with it. Very dense. I mean, with the amount of clips and sound bites that we have of AOC and Jasmine Crockett making a complete, absolute fool of themselves, we could see they're not very beneficial for the polling of the Democrats, but maybe they're blind to this fact, and hopefully they do keep putting up these loonies on the left as their representatives to show people their true colors, because this is what the Democratic Party stands for. But I'm just wondering when Jasmine Crockett will finally be held accountable for her words, you know, coming after the hateful speech that she puts out there, you know, I don't want to say it, but, you know, the R word stuff that she does nonstop, time and time again. I'm just thinking of if this was like someone of a different race, a different color saying these things, how quickly they would be condemned and taken down. When do we draw the line with old Jasmine Crockett? I really want to know, guys. Definitely hop in that comment section. No comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.